a decade ago, a man's fantasy became reality in a form never seen before. Kitchen Stadium, a giant cooking arena. The motivation for spending his fortune to create Kitchen Stadium was to encounter new original cuisines, which could be called true artistic creations. To realize his dream, he started choosing the top chefs of various styles of cooking. And he named his men the Iron Chefs, the invincible men of culinary skills. Iron Chef Japanese is Rokusaburo Michiba. Iron Chef French is Hiroyuki Sakai. Iron Chef Chinese is Chen Kenichi. And Masahiko Kobe is Iron Chef Italian. Kitchen Stadium is the arena where Iron Chefs await the challenges of master chefs from all over the world. Both the Iron Chef and Challenger have 1 hour to tackle the theme ingredient of the day. Using all their senses, skills, creativity, they're to prepare artistic dishes never tasted before. And if ever a challenger wins over the Iron Chef, he or she will gain the people's ovation and fame forever. Every battle, reputations are on the line in Kitchen Stadium, where master chefs pit their artistic creations against each other. What inspiration will today's challenger bring? And how will the Iron Chef fight back? The heat will be on!
If my memory serves me correctly, today is the autumnal equinox, with many Buddhist services going on. I have been looking for a chef perfect for this special occasion. And that was why I thought about Shojin-style cooking, food for monks. Historically, this is the foundation of formal Japanese dining styles, and its roots lie in the simple vegetarian dishes served to Buddhist monks. Wanting to meet an expert in this field, I visited many Zen Buddhist temples throughout Japan, and finally found the man I've been searching for. So now let me introduce him, a man who knows Shojin-style cooking inside and out, chief priest of Fushikian in Kamakura, Sotetsu Fuji. His parents chose to leave him at a Zen Buddhist temple when he was 6 years old. There he first learned about cooking rice and miso soup. And at 21, he entered Heirinji Temple in Saitama for intense training. Walking 20 miles a day, meditating for a week without sleep, there he learnt the depth of life. Then, in his third year at Heirinji Temple, the chief priest appointed him to the post of head of the kitchen. The position is formally called tenzo in Buddhist culture. The preparation of meals is considered an important part of training, and it is a position only given to monks who have gone through long and intense training.
Your mind, your body, your skills, you fuse them together in the ingredients in a controlled manner. And that is the wonder of Shojin-style cooking.
At 24, he moved to Kokokuji Temple in Wakayama to receive 3 more years of training before entering the oldest Zen training center in Kamakura. During that time, he maintained the position of tenzo. At 36 years old, he became chief priest of Fushikian in Kamakura and propagated Shojin-style cooking by opening his temple to the public for meals.
My style of cooking is a gift from heaven and earth. It's full of the energy of heaven and earth. It goes beyond any style of cooking.
Chief Priest Fuji is here to teach us about the value of life through his cooking. His works are totally free of any meaningless decoration, allowing the ingredients to speak for themselves. Now, Fuji, with your knowledge gained through years of Zen training, let us see if you are able to wash away our worldly desires.
I'm not here to fight with a man. Whatever the divine spirit wants, I'll follow.
Hard to imagine that we'd ever find a Zen Buddhist monk with the requisite cooking skills to come in here and challenge, but that's what we've got today. And also with us, our guest, actress Ayako Sawada. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Sawada-san, you do much cooking?
Well, I like eating.
Well, join the crowd. And enjoy today's dishes.
Thank you, I will.
Also, our commentator, Dr. Yukio Hattori. Doc?
Always a pleasure.
All right, let's bring him on. Chairman Kaga.
今年の暑い夏もようやく遠ざかったかなと思えば今日はお彼岸。私はそこでこのお彼岸にふさわしい料理人はいないものかといろいろと当たってみました。そして今日のこの戦いにふさわしい料理人を探し出したのです。すぐに消えゆく料理というものの儚さに諸行無常の響きを見出す男。多くの煩悩が渦巻くこのキッチンスタジアムでどんな料理を作ってくれるか非常に楽しみです。さあ皆さん大きな拍手でお迎えください。料理界の合同シッタールだ藤井聡哲。
And entering the stadium, the Zen Buddhist monk from Kamakura, clad in his wooden geta sandals and robe. This challenger is the first monk to come into Kitchen Stadium and compete. Fuji, sent today to show us the essence of Shojin-style food.
ようこそいらっしゃいました。心が現れるような気がします。
Really?
今日は
Yes.
いつもの教えをですね、
Yes.
今日の料理で解いてください。
Okay. Well, as I always say, you never take the lives of animals, and that is the Shojin style of cooking.
わかりました。それでは例によって我が美食アカデミーが誇る3人の鉄人を登場させます。さあよみがえるがいいアイアンシェフ。
Making their ascent into Kitchen Stadium, the men who dominate Japan's culinary landscape, your Iron Chefs. Iron Chef Chinese, Chen Kenichi. Iron Chef French, Hiroyuki Sakai. And Iron Chef Japanese, Rotsaburo Michiba. Here they stand, the invincible men of culinary skills.
もちろん3人とも摂政をして料理を作ります。さあ誰にその教えを解きますか？
So let's go with French. Shojin versus French cooking. How about that for a combination?
ということは
Sakai-san.
Surprise! Sakai, the Zen master, totally at ease going against the Iron Chef French. Hiroyuki Sakai, he among the first chefs to fuse Japanese techniques with French recipes. And Sakai's creative and colorful dishes have earned him the nickname the Delacroix of French cuisine. Today, challenged by a man who walks a completely different path in life and in cooking.
お坊さんの挑戦者にどんなテーマを出そうか私はいつもにも増して悩みました。肉や魚を出してこの場で放棄されても困ります。そこで精進料理でも使えるあの素材にしたのです。粘りがあっておろして使うあの野菜。それでは発表します。今日のテーマはこれです。今日のテーマはトロライモ。
Yam. If my memory serves me correctly, a villager up in the mountains of Chichibu once told me the best way to enjoy this sweet potato. The mountain medicine should be kept at body temperature. Mountain medicine, of course, means yam, and this edible, starchy, tuberous root must be served just right. You're wondering why? Well, if colder than body temperature, the glutinous elements in it will harden, and if warmer, they will melt to make the potato too watery. Yam is best when kept between these two extremes. So let me repeat, the mountain medicine should be kept at body temperature.
A man, a monk who's mastered true Buddhist-style vegetarian cooking, Shojin-style cooking. Challenger Fuji, no use for meat or fish in his dishes against Iron Chef French Sakai. Should be a fascinating affair today. We are set. Let's get it on! All right, bang the opening gong. We are on with a Zen Buddhist monk, Fuji, taking center stage in Kitchen Stadium today as he makes his way up the steps to the ingredient stand. Yam potatoes, the theme, and Doc,
yeah,
what a matchup today.
Oh, definitely. And the food is so interesting, too, because in French cooking, this potato just is basically non-existent.
So that explains Sakai's reaction.
Not a happy camper today, no.
The Iron Chef really hamstrung by the choice of today's theme ingredient.
Yeah. Now, take a look at the potatoes. The long ones are called naga-imo, which means long potatoes, literally. Yep. And the ones that look like knuckles, they're called Yamato-imo, or Ichio-imo.
Like ginkgo leaves almost.
That's right, yeah.
And Sawada-san?
Yeah?
How about you? How are you with today's ingredient? You like yam potatoes?
Well, when I was growing up, I actually used to dig them up.
Dig them up?
yeah, actually.
Oh, wow.
Believe it or not. It was my chore, my job, so to speak.
All right, the Iron Chef's chore here to begin with chopping up this chicken.
Yeah.
Whoa, maybe a little frustration coming in at these chops here. And beginning work with the bird rather than the yams. Maybe still not clear on what he's going to do with today's theme ingredient. Yam potato dishes, French cuisine. This is going to be a tough act, even for him.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Now the challenger going for the shiitake mushrooms right there.
Right, and in Shojin-style vegetarian cooking, the broth is always made from edible kelp or these mushrooms.
Bonito is out.
Bonito is not used.
Not used at all in Shojin style.
No, it is.
Oh, that's interesting.
All right, so kelp broth is the base there.
Yeah, well, basically they want to stay away from taking lives of animals.
That's a Buddhist precept?
Yeah, that's the whole concept.
From the floor, Shinichiro to go.
Yeah, when I asked Iron Chef Sakai what he thinks about today's theme, yam potatoes, he said, well, as Hattori-san correctly pointed out, this is non-existent in French cuisine. Why am I always the victim of these weird ingredients? If you remember last time, I was working with pike eel, for heaven's sake.
Sounds like Sakai feels he's a marked man these days. Well, there's another way of looking at it. You know, the Iron Chefs, they are supposed to be adept. They're supposed to be able to handle whatever is thrown their way by the chairman in the form of the theme ingredient. And today it is yam potatoes. Both chefs busy right now doing prep work. Sakai slicing up the long yam. And again, in case you're just joining us, a Buddhist monk is our challenger today. Sotetsu Fuji, the first monk to compete in Kitchen Stadium. And we'll be looking for his Shojin-style food, the vegetarian cooking for monks. Fuji has been the head man, the head cook in a number of temple kitchens.
Right, yeah. And that role is called tenzo,
right?
Which means, for us, translate cook or chef, I guess.
Okay. And Fuji's been the top tenzo of the temples he's been with. He's also on the charts, the top 10 of vegetarian chefs.
Good call.
Is it? Yeah? All right. Meantime, Iron Chef's side pot there looks like some ordinary regular potatoes. And
leeks.
Okay, leeks, thanks. And pieces of yam.
Yeah, that's very interesting.
Okay, and giving that a stir right now.
Wonder what this is going to be.
You're asking me?
Oh, I know. Maybe make a soup out of this.
Soup?
Really?
Yeah, that'd be my guess at this point.
All right, theme ingredient already in there if he is going that way.
Exactly, yeah.
All right, now back to the challenger side here and rolling it out.
Yuba, yeah.
Yeah, bean curd sheets and now giving them a rinse.
Yeah, well, that's to be expected in Shojin-style cooking.
So yuba definitely a given in the food for the monks.
Yes.
Fukusan,
Yes.
I asked the challenger how he feels about today's theme, and his comment was, oh, they're great, but if you eat too much of this stuff, it could give you, how can I put this, unwanted virility, which is a problem if you're a monk, if you know what I mean.
Hey, you gotta like that, but where can I get some? Fuji seems to be hanging pretty loose for a monk. Very relaxed. The art of Zen cooking, that's what we've got in Kitchen Stadium today, and we will see how it all turns out.
Okay, now what is this?
The soup, or what I thought was going to be a soup.
Okay,
anyway.
Going into the blender there.
Yeah,
And
you
are
can see
these
that.
just the regular potatoes? Or?
Potatoes and leeks, I think, and that long yam potato too. So perhaps a vichy swab.
What?
Fukusan?
Yes.
Yeah, the challenger tells me he's thinking about making a rice dish, a stew, a marinated dish, and a fried dish, so a total of 4 dishes today.
All right.
And it's my understanding that the rice dish will have the diced yam potatoes put into the rice cooker along with the rice. Back to you.
All right, and okay, so one of the 4 a rice dish, yam and rice, and now they're tearing something
He's
on
tearing
that
a
side.
15
minutes have
15 minutes gone in the battle, tearing the yuba by hand, some yam in there, and there's a small amount of liquid, of broth perhaps. Maybe that kelp broth, and still continuing to tear away pieces of the yuba from that rather long sheet.
Maybe this is for the marinated dish?
Don't know yet.
All right, check out the mortar.
The mortar, well, that's actually grated yam.
Typical for Japanese cooking.
Yeah.
It's nice to put that into the steaming rice,
Grating
actually.
the yam, but where is the yam?
Actually, Fukui-san, the stick is the yam.
Oh my, look again. I thought that was wood.
Oopsie.
I don't blame you. Actually, you're right. It does look like one, doesn't
So
it?
he just grabbed a long one and is grating it right down.
Yeah.
Okay, I wondered where all that was coming from. All right, got it all straightened out now.
Okay,
That's a good
Fukui-san?
Yes.
With knife in hand, Challenger Fuji asked me, did you know that in an Okutagawa novel, there's mention of a dish called potato porridge and that he used these yam potatoes in that? This Challenger priest is cooking, talking, and teaching at the same time.
And rolling, too. He is continuing to roll over there now. Back to the Iron Chef's side, and...
Okay, he's going to chill this.
This is the one out of the blender?
I didn't see anything come out of the blender. Really?
All right, we'll see if we can get that
Fukui-san?
checked. Yes.
Yeah, Sakai-san just told me that it is from the blender. Yes.
It is.
Oh, okay.
All right. And again, it's...
That's the vichyssoise.
Okay.
Hey, I've never had this recipe, though, using yam. So
No?
No, I have no idea what the flavor would be.
All right, now Fuji's side.
Grapes.
A couple of varieties there. Now, they use grapes in Shojin-style cooking.
It'll be okay.
It's okay, but do they use them a lot or a little or what? Grapes and Shojin style, it just doesn't seem to be a fit.
Well, you got the sweetness and the aroma, so that would kind of be great for an autumn type of dish.
Okay,
right?
now what's he got here?
This is called fu in Japanese. It's a type of wheat product, actually. We saw him cook some a bit earlier, right?
Right.
It's almost bread-like in
Okay.
texture.
I like
Maybe
it,
with this
actually.
one, he'd be making an egg-based mousse.
I think you're right.
Okay, go.
Challenger Fuji really does have a magnetic personality that seems to be affecting his two assistants. They've started saying things like, if he does lose this battle, we're going to quit and go back to his Zen temple to be with him.
They're going to leave us?
I think they're serious.
Get some peace of mind. We might want to go with them.
Fukui-san?
I think you're right.
Go.
Challenger Fuji really does have a magnetic personality that even seems to be affecting his two assistants. They've started saying things like, if he loses this battle, we're going to quit and go back to his Zen temple to be with him.
They're going to leave us?
I think they're serious.
Get some peace of mind. We might want to go with them. All right, Sakai's side, frying action here.
Sauteing something?
Yeah.
And these are the mushrooms?
Yeah, enoki and
Okay.
some other ones too, I think.
Stir-frying them there?
Yeah, well, sauteing, actually.
Okay,
Oh, I see
correction
some
noted.
prawns.
Yeah.
Prawns in there, too.
Yes.
Oh, yes, and it looks very nice there.
Pretty.
Now, where does he take this dish?
Okay, Doc, it's your turn.
Where is he going to go with this one?
Clueless?
Oh, boy.
I have no idea.
Grate some yam, put that in there, maybe kind of solidify it somehow. How's that?
Well,
Yeah, he's got to wrap it up, though, right?
all right, look at this.
Oh, the grapes.
With the
Okay,
grated yam.
grapes going in.
Yeah, a little shaky there. But I think he's pouring in two different mixtures, one the grated yam and the other with some broth.
Yeah.
Now, what could he do? Steam it?
Perhaps.
Steam's your call?
Maybe.
It'd be almost like a chawan mushi, a mousse in cup. Normally they use beaten eggs, but since there are eggs are no-no in Shojin cooking, he's using yam.
Yeah, so a grated yam mousse, maybe.
Hold everything.
Wait, he's chilling it?
Into the freezer.
Not steaming, but chilling.
Oh, whoopsie.
All right, Zen Buddhists, man alive, they are deep.
Very deep, too deep.
So it's going to be a chilled dish
It'll
then.
be chilled, yeah.
All right, but he doesn't want it to be too hard or frozen or anything, right?
Oh, more like a cold soup, I guess.
Okay, cold soup then.
Okay.
Now what?
What here?
Now, the Iron Chef has a French-style chilled soup, right? So this is going to be interesting.
All right, so the Iron Chef and Fuji will have chilled soups competing in direct competition. And now Sakai, he is scooping this one out right here.
Okay. Oh, I think I can explain this
This is
one.
grated yam, right?
Right, and I think he's going to mix the prawns and mushrooms that he was doing earlier. I think that's all going to be one conglomeration.
All right, that was the sautéed effort.
Right, don't you think?
Well, if you think so, all right. Now,
No comment.
here with Fuji, and what's he got?
This is the shiitake mushrooms, carrots, and yam potatoes.
He's kind of stewed them?
Cooked them pretty good there.
I think this will be mixed into the rice.
All right, back with Sakai, and yes, he's mixed it in.
Oh, he did. And he put in some soy sauce, too.
All right, so that's the slight color component.
Yes,
And
yes.
we've got prawns.
Sautéed
and-
there.
Yeah.
Did he add some flour, too?
Well, that means...
Thickening it up there
that'd be
even more.
Fried then, right?
Huh? Fried? Stir-fried?
Well, maybe just stir-fried. Sure.
But
Hold it.
no.
How do you stir fry something like
Like
this?
this.
Good point. Very good point.
Well, now he's adding some pine nuts right there.
Yeah.
So it's got sautéed mushrooms and prawns, grated long yam flour, and mixing that all together.
Yeah, and I have no idea where he's going with this.
Okay.
It's really pretty mysterious. I would say mind-boggling, actually.
I wonder if even Sakai himself knows what he's up to.
Don't say that to a man with a knife.
Well, hey, just for a second, it flashed that like he might not even know where he's going with this one. But of course, Iron Chefs, they always know where they're going. All right, you hear it, 30 minutes gone, 30 to go in this yam potato battle. Boy, oh boy, this man certainly doesn't seem his age. Fuji fired up hearing the 30-minute call, looking confident, and he's barely broken a sweat, too.
Oh, what's this?
Iron Chef with the plastic wrap.
For what?
Maybe to wrap the stuff that we were looking at earlier.
All right, there.
See, there we go.
You're right.
So I think he'll probably boil the whole thing wrapped.
All right, boiling, it makes sense.
Yeah, but now what's he wrapping here?
This is the challenger side with the yuba, the bean curd skin, and wrap being that there.
Okay.
The stuff he had earlier.
Right, the shiitake mushrooms, yam, and other things, right?
Okay, a wrap and a roll job with that.
Okay.
Carrots in there too. Now a fold. Everything is chopped up inside.
Yeah, I think he'll be frying this.
Yes?
That was going to be my guess.
Okay, a fried yuba wrapped roll. Meantime, on the other side, Sakai is wrapping and rolling his own.
And think he'll boil this one.
That's what you said earlier, boil
He's
him.
putting on the rubber bands.
Yeah.
Huh, maybe.
All right.
That.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, let me give the ingredients for this mixture being wrapped up in plastic wrap. The Iron Chef combined chicken soup with grated and strained yams, and then he added chunks of prawns, mushrooms, scallions, nuts, etc. Then he topped that off with a little cornstarch to get it to this point.
All right, thanks, Ota. So that was cornstarch, not flour, to give it some starchy texture, wrapped in plastic wrap, and Doc says they'll be boiled.
That's what I said.
Yes.
Yeah.
And for Kuzan,
Go.
Yeah, one more quick note on the Iron Chef. He says that he'll be making 3 dishes or possibly 4 if he finds the time. Back to you.
3 or 4, all right.
That many, huh?
And the challenger now, Fuji, and yes, he is deep frying the yuba rolls. The oil, though, doesn't seem to be too hot over there on that side.
No, taking it easy there.
But the appearance, it will be a Shojin-style looking dish, definitely.
Yeah.
Fried.
Oh, no, take a look at the Iron Chef. He's blending edamame, the fresh soybeans here.
All right.
Okay.
So I imagine it's to add color to something. Oh, no, wait, or is that broccoli? Hang on.
Broccoli.
Okay. Perhaps a sauce, then?
Boy, maybe.
Okay, both chefs with some unusual ideas today.
Yes.
Being very inventive with the yam potatoes. Now, challenger side, something poured into this
He's
pot.
got a whole yam there.
Just water in there, though, to start?
I think this has some broth in it, doesn't it?
Okay, broth in it, all right. Yes.
Yeah, this that you're talking about is kobudashi, or kelp broth.
Got it. Thanks. And in his hands, a bottle of sweet cooking sake he has.
Yep, that's it.
And taking a swig for himself.
Hello?
I think he just drank some hanyato.
The sake there.
Yeah, they call it hanyato.
All right, some for himself and some for the yams as we are jamming along in a yam potato battle. Now the Iron Chef here, and look at this.
Oh, okay.
But what's the stuff underneath?
Looks like a consomme jelly, doesn't it?
Consomme. All
Can't really
right.
tell, though.
And pouring that mixture on top.
Kuzan.
Yes.
Yeah, Hattori-san is exactly right. It's chilled and thickened consomme soup.
Good call, my man.
Okay.
Consomme jelly, good idea, and good execution of the idea by the Iron Chef.
And absolutely perfect for summer as well. And with that cold potato potage on top, I mean, this whole combination is going to be amazing.
Well, you definitely have to tip your hat to the Iron Chef on this one. Sakai working with this theme and all.
Yeah, fantastic job by Dan.
Kuzan.
Yes.
Yeah, Iron Chef French Sakai says, I'm going to beat the challenger with my French-style Shojin cuisine. Leave it to me, even though, okay, yes, I did use a little chicken.
Oh, okay. Automatic disqualification then in the Shojin cooking.
Hiroyuki Sakai, one of the first chefs to fuse Japanese techniques with French recipes, now having to kind of go the other way in his approach.
Okra here.
Fusing his French techniques with Japanese vegetarian Buddhist temple-style cooking, taking on the Zen monk Sotetsu Fuji.
Now, the prep work today's been a little on the slimy side,
Definitely,
hasn't it?
with yam, grated yam, yes, and even the okra now a bit sticky and slimy to negotiate.
Oh, look at this.
Okay, Fuji's side.
It's not even chopped.
No.
Frying the whole thing, maybe?
But what's the white stuff?
It looks a lot like sugar, doesn't it?
Sugar?
It is sugar.
Granulated sugar, there you go.
Is it okay for him to use sugar?
I tell you, according to my notes, in strict Shojin-style cooking, the use of sugar is also a no-no.
Oh, really? Wow.
If you take it to the letter of the law, you are correct,
15
yeah.
minutes
All
to
right,
go.
50 minutes left into the final quarter of the battle. Sakai with the taste test there, and the okra ends up topping the potage in this one. He's done a wonderful job, I think.
Oh, very much so.
Great concept.
Yeah, he should actually add that to his menu at his restaurant.
Great presentation, too. Yes.
I asked the challenger about his use of sugar in Shojin-style food, and he brushed the question aside by saying, I used it to char the surface, not to add flavor.
All right, and there it is in the oven.
Big difference, charring the surface.
Well, who's going to argue with the Zen Buddhist monk?
Good point.
Whatever Fuji says about cooking is scripture today.
And Fukusan?
Yes.
Yeah, this also from the challenger's side. I'm not sure what it means, but they say they're making prawn imitations.
Imitation prawns.
Okay, that I know. It's something that they usually fry. I'm not too sure how he's going to do it yet.
What is it like?
The texture is exactly like that of prawns.
All right, but they don't use prawns.
No, they use potatoes instead.
All right, a vegetarian technique, I'm sure we'll be watching.
Now, over on the Iron Chef's side, he's got red snapper, marinated red snapper, I think.
Right there, laying it down, laying some pieces down on the plate.
We say Thai in Japanese.
Thin slices of marinated snapper being plated by the Iron Chef. And I tell you what, after a slow start, he's been cooking, literally and figuratively, himself.
Now, is this what he was working on before?
Oh, the steamed one?
Yes.
He steamed it.
Oh, okay, so steamed it instead of boiling it.
Pure.
Hey, stick to your job, I'll do mine, okay?
Well, that's simple French.
I know, but I'm impressed. You can graduate
Okay,
now.
I'm moving on. Yes.
Do you remember on the challenger's side that they had something sandwiched in yuba bean curd? It looks like that's what they're calling prawn imitations.
All right.
Okay, so you see, this is what I told you, he'd fry it, right?
We can
Very
see what it looks
interesting.
like, but how do you get to the point where it's where you think it's supposed to be a prawn?
Fukusan?
Yes.
To use his words, the monks can enjoy the texture, allowing them to pretend that they're eating prawns.
So just an imitation of the texture then.
This is deep, very deep.
Deep, and from all appearances, the man is in control of everything over there. No sign of any hurrying or scrambling.
No, I'm just curious on how he's going to finish up with this.
Hard surface.
Yes.
Talking with the challenger again, he mentioned that today he has assistants. He has a thing called a food processor. He says it's like paradise. It doesn't get any better than this.
What a kick.
10 minutes to
10
go.
minutes left. It seems like he's really in the moment here, taking it all in, living and cooking in the here and now. That's Zen, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
And with the assistants, food processors, this monk has got to feel like he's in cooking nirvana.
He says he has assistants. He has a thing called a food processor. He says it's like paradise. It doesn't get any better than this.
What a kick. It seems
10
like
minutes
10
to
minutes
go.
left. It seems like he's really in the moment here, taking it all in, living and cooking in the here and now. That's Zen, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
And with the assistants, food processors, this monk has got to feel like he's in cooking nirvana.
Oh, there's the prawn imitation.
Make-believe prawns, I'll call them.
Wow, look at it. There's a lot. Yeah.
Okay, pretty big fry if you want to use your imagination. Now back with Sakai and this here.
Miso.
Okay.
Miso.
So it's miso and ciboulette, or chives in English, and
All right.
some chopped long potatoes, I believe.
Okay, loading up there.
I think this is just going to be as is,
All right.
Onto the red snapper.
Oh, the red snapper, okay.
Now, have these been cooked? That's the question. I hope so.
Fukusan?
Yes.
Yeah, the Iron Chef says that unfortunately he's going to have to settle for 3 dishes today. He's running out of time.
All right. Well, not much alteration in his original plan. Said he'd have 4 if he had the time, but it'll be 3 dishes here.
Yes, that's right.
All right. And Fuji and assistants, they are looking a little perplexed over there.
He's just standing there. Stop.
Now, challenger pointing something out to one of the assistants. Wonder if they've got some trouble over there.
He just seems very much in control, though, doesn't he?
Well, his assistants are looking like they're a little bit lost as well. Don't know what to make of it.
Fukusan?
Yes.
Yeah, you are correct. I'm told that reaction that you're wondering about was in response to the items in the steamer, which are taking way too much time. He may have to give up on that dish.
Oh, no, really?
Bad news there. Not enough time.
And so now what?
This one here.
This had some prawns and enoki mushrooms, right?
Yep, that is correct. And on top there, the
edamame?
fresh edamame beans and the orange-colored stuff is...
Carrots and long onions?
Right, yeah.
Okay, more color components by the Delacroix.
Rice.
Challenger's rice. It's done now.
Okay, and with the yams in there, right?
Diced yam potatoes mixed into the rice, cooked
Yeah.
together. Why not call it yam rice?
Good call,
It
yeah.
looks healthy.
But there's no other flavoring to it. There's nothing else added, right?
I don't really think it needs any extra flavor, though.
On its own's okay?
I think so. It should be subtle enough, but still have enough taste to be almost elegant. in a way.
Elegant. All right.
3 minutes
3
to
minutes
go.
left in the battle now. Sakai, he's added a sauce to the snapper dish with yam potatoes. And what about that sauce there? Which one is this?
I think that one's the miso flavor.
Okay, and that had a tad of hot bean paste?
Just a little bit of it, yeah.
Okay,
You're right.
Now back to the challenger.
Chopping up the yam.
Oh, he's chopping it up, okay.
Now this is the one he charred the surface of using sugar.
So how's he going to finish it?
Still no clue.
Take a shot.
Well, he had an item using black fungus and walnuts before, right? So we could kind of go with that.
Okay, he's plating it now.
Okay. Maybe that was a dip for this then? Has he made something like that? No?
Okay, now Sakai, looky here.
Oh,
He's added dried bonito shavings.
Oh, wow.
You know, in
wonderful.
Japanese cooking, yam and bonito go well together.
Yeah, but isn't he supposed to be French?
His own French.
Hey, it's a new idea.
Yeah, but he's using the French skills, I guess.
All right, now Sakai moving over with the sauce, and this one, it is the green broccoli sauce going down. And look at that color.
Yeah, it's great. Visually pleasing, isn't it?
Another colorful presentation.
He is such a pro.
The Delacroix using the plates as his canvas. Sakai with close quarters work, getting just the right amount of that green broccoli sauce to be soaked up by the mushrooms, yam, potatoes, prawns creation. A study in concentration he is, the Iron Chef. Nonplussed at the start with the theme, but now completely absorbed in it. A minute to go, the final 60 seconds. No frantic action from the challenger here, hearing the 1 minute call. He's got it all under control.
Okay, Doc, look.
Oh, as is, I guess.
Nothing else to it?
Okay, it looks like just cured daikon radish.
Do you think it'll be sweet?
Maybe just a little.
All right, yam, potato there, no pretensions, the absolute essence.
I think so, yeah. It's a nice way to put it.
And still on Fuji's side, one of the assistants unloading the Yuba yam concoction into small-sized cups, individual servings. You had a shot of that, and let's see here if we can back up. Yes, get a better view of the 3 dishes I see that are coming our way from the Zen Buddhist monk. And now, coming out of the fridge, they hand it off right there, a forward handoff. Remember, that one's got grapes in it. Shojin-style cooking, food for the monk's mind, body, and skills fused together with the ingredients.
15 seconds
Iron Chef
to
side
go.
now, he'll definitely be winning points in the presentation department. Sakai
10
doing his
seconds to
thing.
go.
Challenger says he's not here to fight a man, but to let the divine spirit take him
5
wherever it may. Taking him to
3,
those dishes right
2,
there. The final
1.
seconds counting down, and that's it. The cooking's done. The yam potato battle is over.
You seem to be happy throughout the battle. Any thoughts you can share?
Well, yeah.
So, total concentration and focus?
Oh, no, I'm not a Shakyamuni. That's impossible. I'm bothered by worldly thoughts.
They can be a problem. How are your dishes?
I think they're okay. I mean, these 2 wonderful people helped me out.
Yeah,
right?
they said they were going to follow you for
Yes.
life. Do you think you can win today?
I don't know. Anything. Only Buddha knows.
That was another frantic 60 minutes.
We don't use this ingredient at all.
Right.
Thought I had time for one more,
Yes,
but was scrambling to do 3.
Challenger Fuji is offering 5 vegetarian dishes. First, yam and rice. The rice cooked together with diced yam potatoes. The addition of a little bit of salt helps to draw out the sweetness of yam. Muscat and water shield in grated yam. The unique texture of chilled grated yam is the focus of this dish. Yoshino salad, a marinated dish combining long yam potatoes, shiitake mushrooms, fresh yuba, and radish. Again, simple yet so profound. Fried yam and yuba, minced yam and shiitake mushrooms mixed and wrapped in bean curd sheets, then fried with the texture similar to prawns. Last, sugar-coated yam. He boiled 1 long yam, then coated it with sugar and broiled it. Iron Chef Sakai answers with 3 dishes. First, red snapper carpaccio. He added Japanese miso, soybean paste, and hot bean paste to create his own dressing for his opening dish. Second, cold yam potato soup. The dried bonito shavings add a hint of a Japanese taste in his French creation. Last, yam mousse and broccoli sauce, a splendid visual and culinary experience. The flavors and textures of yam and prawns spread gently in the taster's mouth. In essence, it's the origin of Japanese food, Shojin-style cooking, vegetarian dishes for Buddhist monks, and the foundation for formal Japanese dining. This Tenzo, head chef at Fushikian in Kamakura, is today's challenger, Zen Buddhist monk Sotetsu Fuji. Japanese against French, taking on Iron Chef French Hiroyuki Sakai. Chairman Kaga unveils the theme, no meat, fish, or fowl today. It is yam potatoes. And Challenger Fuji celebrating the essence of the theme in his set of 5 dishes. A handicapped Iron Chef Sakai starts slow but finishes strong with his set of 3. And now the moment of truth, tasting and judgment for the Yam Potato Battle. On the panel today are former Lower House member Shinichiro Kurimoto, actress Ayako Sawada, and culinary critic Asako Kishi. First, the dishes of Challenger Fuji.
Wow, this is so subtle. And because it's white, you know, the potatoes are camouflaged at first glance. And it doesn't have such a strong smell, but in my mouth it melts and spreads. I feel the benevolence of Buddha here. It's very nice.
This is very good. Well, the yam has a sweetness, and it's nice. It has a subtle taste, so the potato is really the focus.
I call this sweet toro. It's purely my idea. It's just what I called it. It has no religious significance.
Bear with me for a second.
This is too philosophical for me. Well, deep in a dark cave, I see a sweet muscat, a great muscat. That's just about all I can say here. I think I need a bit more time to appreciate this.
This has no taste, right? Is it just me?
Me too. I think this needs one more element. This is just a bit too deep for me. And while I'm lost in the dark, a muscat suddenly hits me. So I enjoyed the muscat. That's my honest reaction, but maybe chopping it up could have helped it here. I guess I need more time to meditate. Shiitake mushrooms, yam, yuba, they're all noble, chopped in large chunks here. I think the artlessness is what makes this great.
If the roll was a bit thinner, it would have really resembled a prawn. It was a bit too big to hold everything together. This needed a bit more flavoring, like a dip perhaps, or sprinkled salt.
I lightly cook the yam in a broth of sake, salt, and a bit of soy. It's lightly boiled. This is so subtle. I mean, the sweetness is just... And the crispiness, the texture of the long yam, it's so well thought out here. The charred surface, I think it has such a profound, clear meaning. Really, this is so profound. It's a wonderful, delicious dish.
And now up, the dishes of Iron Chef Sakai.
Good. The red snapper and the yam's texture is so nice.
First, the colors are so pretty. I first thought this was orange sauce when I saw it. And when I tried it, it was miso flavored with a depth to the overall flavor.
Please mix it up before trying it.
This looks too pretty to stir it all up to eat. But when you do that, the body of the chicken soup really comes out. The use of bonita shavings was a surprise.
This tastes like fish cake.
It looks very expensive, but after hearing what the others say about this, I say, yeah, it's a fish cake. I think you could have made this less salty to express what you wanted to say here today.
This was a bit fuzzy in expression. I know that frying would have been tough, but it would have added another dimension to this.
Momentary meditations on the verdict when we return.
とろろ芋という素材を見事に成仏させた今日の挑戦者。確かに悟りの境地を見せてもらったような気がします。しかし私にはフレンチと比べ判定するという作業が最後に残っています。それでは発表します。
Today, Kitchen Stadium blessed by the presence of a Zen Buddhist monk, showing us the order's devotion to vegetarian cooking. Challenger Fuji, essential and spiritual in his approach against Iron Chef Sakai, who too found inspiration from a higher source. Who takes it? Whose cuisine reigns supreme?
鉄人 Sakai Hiroyuki!
It's the Iron Chef Sakai! Unbelievable! It's got to be a minor miracle. First time working with the theme ingredient, more than just coping, but winning. And against Fuji, who showed us all the depth of Shojin-style food, the origin of Japanese food, where it all began. But the force today with Iron Chef French Hiroyuki Sakai.